Hi, and welcome to Confidence Equals Beauty with Amanda Taylor. I'm your host, Amanda Taylor. And I wanted to say hi and thank you for being with me today. And whatever you're doing, if it's cooking, walking, hanging out in your car, I just appreciate you and I just want to thank you for joining this podcast and listening and supporting Confidence Equals Beauty. So I'm going to disclose I am currently sitting in a car waiting on my children to get done with their dance class. And this was probably the time I could squeeze in a recording today. So here we go. We're going to make it work like we usually do. Moms, y'all understand life gets hectic and crazy. I want to talk to you guys about something new and exciting happening. So many of you know I have this podcast and I also have a blog. You can reach that webpage at www.confidenceequalsbeauty.com. And this is a place where I really would like you guys to connect. Sign up for the email. I would love to connect with you and tell you about just how life is going, update you on what Confidence Equals Beauty is doing. This is also, I have thoughts of the day, words of the day, and also some inspirational quotes and just practice of exercises to practice for daily activities so you can be working on yourself, self-care, building up your self-esteem, building your confidence, your self-worth, all the things that Confidence Equals Beauty stands for. So if you could go to that website and sign up for the email, I would appreciate it. You can also leave comments for me and message me, and it's an easier way for me to contact or be able to communicate with you. So with the blog, there is here the podcast. I am taking Confidence Equals Beauty to a new level. I am taking Confidence Equals Beauty to a new level where I am creating a workbook journal. And this workbook journal is going to be available hopefully in a few months. I will let you know the official launch date. But this workbook is going to have you really dive into some self-care, self-reflection, things that are related to you personally that you can just explore to help yourself build your confidence. And I'm super excited. This is really my heart and soul. And I really just want this to be a blessing to people. Sometimes, you just need to get hands-on and search your heart and be able to see it in writing, what you need to work on for yourself and to set the goals and how to achieve the goals. And so I'm really excited about this workbook. I don't have an official name for it, but we're going to call it Confidence Equals Beauty with the Amanda Taylor Workbook until an official, better title comes out. But like I said, there will be more information on this as we get closer to the release date. So let's add in, we had talked about, we're going to add in some breathing exercises. We're going to be kind of talking about some energy takers today. So I kind of want you to be aware of your surroundings right now. What's happening around you? Are you present? What season are you in right now? Is this an easy season? It's a tough season. And I want you to take some deep breaths because we're going to go on this journey together. So I want you to breathe in. 1, 2, 3. And out. 2, 3. Let's do it again. Breathe in. 2, 3. And out. 2, 3. Okay. I think we can move on. This helps me relax. This helps me kind of clear my mind when it's racing. This helps me just kind of be very present. Because what I want to talk about, personally, I feel is very important. I think it can help you and all that. So let's talk about this. Energy takers and how they drain your confidence and what to do about it. So have you ever had one of those days where you feel completely drained, like all your energy has been sucked out of you? Y'all, I feel this deeply in the season of life that I'm in. And I feel it more than I ever want to. And so as women, we wear many hats. We have careers. We're mothers. We're daughters, friends, partners. And sometimes it feels like there's nothing left of ourselves. And when we feel like that, we kind of have to start wondering, okay, what is happening? Why do I feel this way? Why is my energy being taken away? And I'm a big pattern person. I'm a creature of habit. I love habit. I love routine. I love just being very consistent in my day-to-day life. And so I started noticing a pattern when I start really feeling drained and lack of energy. I start looking at my life and reflecting on it. And the pattern is certain people, habits, and situations. They were causing me to feel exhausted and doubt myself. And these are what I call energy takers. And these are things that silently chip away at our confidence and well-being. And I call them the silent chip away because we're just running through life. We're just going through everything. And oftentimes we don't stop to reflect, why do I feel energy drained? We just want to blame lack of sleep, or we want to blame something, but we're not really taking the whole picture in of where is our energy going and why it's going in those directions. So the first energy taker I want to talk about is toxic relationships. And I'm going to kind of share a little story. I had a friend, and it seemed this person had something negative to say about any of my choices. Whether it was my career, my appearance, my dreams, her words were constantly negative and made me feel so small. So I'd get excited and I'd call her up and be like, guess what? I have this idea. And she'd be like, gosh, that is such a dumb idea. That's an interesting, you think you can do that? Huh. I hope it works out for you. I'd show her a new outfit I was thinking about getting. You need a personal stylist because that's not going to look good on your short frame. Or that color really doesn't compliment you, or why would you style your hair that way? And we had been friends for so long that it just was normal for me to just accept and hear it. And I would usually laugh it off because the way the energy of our friendship was it was a lot of sarcasm and picking on each other. But what I realized was every single time I went to her and it came back negative, it just seemed like I was drained and life was sucked out of me. And it got to a point where I started closing up. I didn't even want to share with her what was happening in my life for the fear of what she was going to say. It's like I knew she was going to say it, so I feared telling her. So if you have people who make you feel inadequate and they're draining your energy, I'm going to encourage you, start distancing yourself. You don't need them. They're not bringing you any hope. They're not encouraging you. They're just taking and taking and taking your energy away. So next is negative self-talk. Now, this doesn't mean how you talk out loud, but this is a lot of what's going on in your mind and what you're thinking. And I have been so bad about catching myself thinking I'm not good enough, or I'll never be successful as her. Does that sound familiar? When you talk negative to yourself and you allow those negative thoughts, even when you speak out loud, gosh, I wish I would lose this last 10 pounds. These pants make me look fat. Or, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made that mistake. I'm the stupidest person ever. Like those types of talking or talks to yourself, that really does do damage. It takes that energy away. You don't think putting that energy in your anxiety's going up, or the negative energy's coming off of you. Yeah, it's taking away energy from you. So next is overcommitting. And this is one I stress to a lot of people, but it's still one I struggle with, and I will continue to keep working on it to even today. There was a time I used to say to everything, and I'm doing much better at it. But there was a time I said yes to everything: work projects, social events, family obligations. And the more and more I said yes, the more I felt burnt out, running on empty with no energy left for my own needs. So if you find yourself struggling to say no and you tend to commit yourself more than you need to, once again, that is taking energy away from you. A lot of times we don't realize we overcommit ourselves until we're in it, and we are just our head is just above water and we're just treading the waters to get through each task. Before you say yes, I want you to step back and think about the reasons why you feel like you need to say yes. Is it because you don't want any rejection? You're trying to people please, guilted into it? Step back. Ask yourself, if I agree to do this, is this going to bring me energy or take energy away? Do I have the time in my schedule to commit to something and do it to my best full ability? Honestly, I would rather someone tell me no and they realize they are not going to commit to something and they're not going to bring it their best and disappoint me than for me to get a yes and then this person could not effectively follow through with what they said because they were just so beat down and worn down. So overcommitting can definitely drain your energy. Next, unhealthy social media consumption. That's the endless scrolling on social media, comparing your life to the picture perfect feeds. I have found the more and more I'm diving into confidence, gaining my own, working on myself, the more I am distancing myself from social media. Yes, I get on to check on and see how people are doing. And yes, I have this company I'm promoting. I mean, Confidence Equals Beauty is my company. I'm promoting it. I want this community to grow. So yes, I'm going to post. But I find myself putting my phone away more now because I feel better and refreshed when I'm not constantly scrolling, trying to see what all the fads are, what all is happening, the comparison and stuff like that. So I've learned for myself, I have to limit my social media consumption. So I'm going to encourage you, if you find yourself after getting on your social media and you find yourself feeling like more drained and tired, negative, frustrated, all the negative verbs or nouns all the negative adjectives that I can think of right now, or all the negative feelings that you're feeling when you are scrolling through social media, I'm going to encourage you, put some boundaries around it. Speaking of boundaries, next is lack of boundaries. And this goes into saying yes to everything. I used to feel so guilty about saying no. So I let people take advantage of my time, my kindness. And learning to set boundaries has really helped me. It's hard at first and people do not like it. People will push it. People won't understand. But the more you put boundaries in place, the more you have more control over your energy and yourself. You have more control of how you present yourself to your family. You have more control over how you basically sleep at night because you're not wondering, stressing over the lack of boundaries. And those who push boundaries will eventually back off. They're going to be like, forget it. I'm not, they'll eventually back off. You have to be consistent. But like I said, it's a challenge to set up boundaries, but healthy boundaries really do give you more energy. Next, focusing on the past. Dwelling on past mistakes or regrets can keep you stuck and drain your mental energy. I don't know how many times I've dwelled on something that happened and just relived it in my head, and what I should have said and could have said and what I should have done and would have done, and just feel just exhausted and tired. The thing is, you can't change what happened. You can't change it. You can't go back. You can't do anything about what happened. You can move forward. So dwelling on past mistakes, regrets, is going to drain your energy. And there's really no need to go waste that energy on something you can't change. Next, inconsistent sleep. Poor sleep patterns often leave me feeling groggy. Poor sleep patterns leave me feeling really down, tired, lack of energy. Usually when that happens, my personality kind of is blah and boring, and I become less confident in my decisions that I'm making. A well-rested mind is a confident mind, so it's important. Figure out a good sleep pattern. I struggle with this. Me and my doctor are working through this on reasons why I struggle with sleeping throughout the night. And I'm going to encourage you, if you're struggling with sleeping, if you do not have a pattern or can, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, I'm going to encourage you to figure out how to do that so you can get rested sleep. And that way your mind is rested and you can feel confident in what you're saying or what you're thinking. Mess and clutter. A cluttered space often reflects a cluttered mind to me. So clean up your surroundings. It can instantly help boost your mood and your energy. Next, sedentary time. No, too much downtime. Too much sitting made me feel sluggish. I noticed that moving my body, even for a short walk, helped me feel more energetic and self-assured. And I'm really going to encourage you to move your body. The more you sit around, the more it just, I don't know, you're not moving your body. You're not getting those endorphins going. I call it couch potatoes. There's no need to sit down all day. Yes, rest, but move your body. If it's stretching, like I said, go for a walk, do a little bit of exercising. It's amazing how much more energetic you would feel. Next, overworking. I used to think productivity equaled worth. I would work and work and work and work and work and stay extra hours and try to prove myself that I mattered and I was worth something because look at me, I put in 60 hours a week. However, overworking only led to exhaustion and burnout. It made me feel inadequate, and no matter how much I did accomplish, it still never felt like it was good enough, and I was constantly exhausted. So if you find yourself trying to prove you're overworking, step back. What are you trying to achieve by overworking? Now, if you're procrastinating and you're overworking because you have a deadline, then that's on you. Plan better. But you don't have to overwork to be accomplished. Next, junk food. Oh, I love me some junk food, and it's a weakness. I never realized until the last 3 years, when I really changed my eating habits, how much my diet affected my energy and confidence until I started nourishing my body with better choices. Seriously, I can't even begin to stress this enough. What you put in your body, it's amazing how it will affect your mood. I loved anything that you could, fast food. I loved, what is it, Hot Pockets and quick meals. And I have a secret love for a McDonald's hamburger. I would eat that stuff and grab a bag of chips and just candy and sugar and you name it. Oh, all of it. And I would just feel awful. I might have had a rush because I had a sugar rush, but then that crash was awful. But the moment I started eating more fruits and vegetables and more leafy greens and lean meats and really balancing out my food, my meals, I went more organic. I went more, I guess, natural, or I went more organic. I tried to. More clean eating. It was amazing how much better my mood just came alive, and I just felt so much better. My skin cleared up. I could walk up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing, and I've never been a big person, but man, the stuff that I was putting in my body was not giving me life. It was taking life away from me, and it was taking my energy. So I'm going to encourage you, if you have a junk food habit, let's get rid of it. Start replacing it with better stuff. Next, the news. Constantly consuming negative headlines left me feeling anxious and drained. Limiting my news intake to help me protect my peace. Guys, I'm telling you, I cannot really sit there and watch the news. I found myself having so much anxiety, could not sleep at night, worried, stressed, or I was worried and stressed and I didn't even know what I was worried and stressed. It was because I was allowing the media to get under my skin. Now, I think it's very important to be in the know and be up to date on current events. But if you recognize yourself after watching the news, you're feeling anxious and you're feeling uneasy, you're feeling almost angry, it's time to take a look at it and see where you're limiting it. Next and last, stress and fear. Living in a state of stress and fear made me feel hesitant to take actions. Learning to manage stress and embrace challenges improved my overall confidence. And I will say this: if you are living in a state of stress and fear, go see somebody, a professional help, a therapist. Sometimes you just can't do it on your own and process stress and fears. It's better to talk it out with someone who is educated, professional, and can help guide you. They can teach you the techniques to how to calm yourself down. If you are living in a state of stress and fear, you're usually living in a sense of almost like fight or flight. And that right there, living in that state of fight or flight, of feeling scared, worried, that is one of the biggest emotional drainers, energy drainers you will ever experience. So try to figure out how you can limit your stress and the fears that you have in your life. So how does energy takers affect your confidence? Energy takers can sneak up on you, chip away at your self-worth before you even realize it. And that's kind of how I found myself. 3 years ago, I kind of came to this realization of what in the world is going on in my life, and I need to change it now. I was moody, not happy with myself, was not showing up authentic. And it was a lot of because I was allowing so many things to take my energy away, constantly feeling mentally exhausted, looking for validations from others instead of trusting myself, holding back on opportunities because I was scared of failing, neglecting my own needs because I was too busy pleasing others. So if you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. When we allow energy takers to drain us, our confidence takes a hit because we are left empty. So how to protect your energy and rebuild confidence? Identify your energy takers. Number 1, take a moment to reflect what's draining you. Write it down. Awareness is the first step. 2, set boundaries. This is a game changer. It hurts. It's hard at first, but man, saying no without guilt, that's an amazing thing to accomplish. And it takes time. The first time you say no, you might feel guilty. But with practice and time, it is so worth it. Practice self-compassion. I say this quote over and over, but I have a friend, when anytime I talk negative, she looks at me and she goes, "Don't talk about my friend that way." So I started treating myself like I would a close friend, replacing negative thoughts with words of encouragement. I have words of affirmation that I look at daily. This was not an easy task. This didn't come easy for me. In fact, I felt so cheesy in the beginning of it when I was reading written down words of affirmations that I had gotten from out of books, picked up on Google. But with time, those words became my second language to myself. Self-compassion really, really helped get my mind to a better place where I'm not feeling like I'm so drained. Next, prioritize rest and self-care. Your energy is precious. Make time for sleep, movement, and the things that make you feel good. If you cannot take the time to take care of yourself, you will not be effective taking care of anybody else. It is vital and important It's like oxygen. You need oxygen to live and breathe. Self-care, taking a few minutes to just take care of yourself, is so crucial. It will give you so much more energy than you will ever realize. Surround yourself with supportive people. I made a conscious effort to build relationships with people who lift me up rather than drain me, and it's changed my life. Saying goodbye to people in my life was hard, and those friendships needed to end. But the people that have come into my life, oh, I cannot thank them enough for being the support system they are, being the encouraging words that I need to hear. The ones that believe in me are going to support me. Whether they, in their mind, they may think it's not a great idea, or they may stress their concerns. And there's nothing wrong with a good friend stressing their concern. But man, it is amazing to just be able to have people in your corner and have your back supporting you. So in closing, your energy is the most valuable thing you have. Don't waste it on things or people that don't deserve you. I've learned that by identifying and eliminating energy takers, I feel more confident, more peace, and more myself. And you deserve to feel that way too. So how can you deal with your energy takers? How can you handle it? I want you to think about this. What can you do? I would go through the list again that I mentioned previously. See if these are areas in your life that you can start cleaning up. And then implementing the protection aspects in that list. And thank you guys for sticking with me. And if this resonated with you, I hope so. I think we all feel drained, and we have got to recognize where we're drained. And it's not in the obvious things. Sometimes it's in the things that sneak up on us. But if this really resonated with you and you feel connected to this and you feel like this might help someone, please share this podcast. And also, please rate this podcast. I would love, like I said, grow this community more, get more listeners, reach more people. My heart is just that every woman can skip these things that I've had to learn, and they can just automatically go to that place. They don't have to go through all this crazy, not crazy, but they don't have to go through all the trial and errors of finding their confidence. They can just start working on it and just be there. And remember, confidence equals beauty.